guys, it's Alex, and today I'm here with the Thrilling Thriller book tag. This was originally created by A Beautiful Chaos of Books, and I was tagged by Caffeine and Commas. I will link both of their videos down below. I haven't actually read a thriller in several months, I think, but I really want to get back into it because I picked up some good ones recently. The first question is, what was the last thriller you bought? And if you saw my last book haul, you'll know that I bought a number of thrillers at the same time, but to pick one, I would say Postmortem by Patricia Cornwell, just because that's kind of the book I'm most excited for. That is her debut novel, actually, which I didn't realize when I hauled it, but that's really cool. So yeah, I'm very excited for that one and very excited to try her out as an author. The second question is, show us the thriller you most recently added to your TBR, and that is The Whisper Man by Alex North. I heard Snider Books talking about this book, and her review sounded absolutely amazing. I will link it down below, but it sounded so creepy and so chilling, and almost to the point where I was like, I don't know if I can handle that book, but it sounded so good. So that's definitely one that I will try to check out sometime soon. Question 3 is, what thriller did you have high expectations for, but ultimately let you down? And I have to go with In the Woods by Tana. I'd heard a lot about her. I knew she was supposed to be like a really great thriller author, and I read that book, and I really hate that book. It's been 3 or 4 years since I read it, and I still really hate that book. It wasn't that the writing was bad or anything about the story was bad. I hated the ending. The ending made me so angry, and I'm still mad about that ending however many years later. I can't really talk about it, but because it would just entirely spoil everything, but it really pissed me off. And it's always funny to me when I see people read it, because I know some people are going to be very pissed off by that book, but not everyone. So yeah, In the Woods. I have another Tana French book that I'm planning to get to. It's the second one in the series. I'm not really sure about it just because of how much I hated In the Woods, but I did enjoy her writing style overall, so I'm down to give it a try. Question 4 is, what tropes do you love and hate in thriller books? For ones I love, I don't know if these count as tropes, but like, I really love missing persons cases. I don't care how it's done. I don't care if it's like a cop thing or just like your sister goes missing and you have to go track her down. I don't care. I just love when people go missing. It's just one of those things that if someone is talking about a book they read and they're like, well, this book wasn't that good, I gave it 2 stars, but it's about a girl who goes missing. I'm like, dope, sounds good, sign me up, it's on my TBR. It's just, I love that. That's one of the first things that will draw me into a thriller book. I also love when thrillers explore unhealthy relationships in like realistic ways. That's something I like in contemporaries as well, but it's one of those elements that I think can really make a book better when people are in unhealthy relationships and they're like lying to each other and all of that. It's just like a lot of fun to read. I'm really having trouble thinking of any tropes that I hate. I'm sure there are several. I'm sure there are many that I hate because I'm a very picky reader. I will say I don't like when books are told out of order. I would rather just get the story and run with it, especially if it's told out of order in multiple ways. All the Missing Girls by Miranda, I really couldn't stand that book, even though I enjoyed the story itself, but it was told in reverse order and my brain literally could not handle that. I also don't like when amnesia is used in thrillers. I feel like it's often used as just a cheap plot device to make a simple story more complicated, and I usually I don't like that very much. Question 5 is, recommend an underrated thriller, and I'm gonna go with The Book of You by Kendal, because I read this the other year and it was so good. It was so creepy. It's about a woman who has a stalker, and she's writing a journal to keep track of everything the stalker is doing because she wants to go to the police, but she knows she doesn't have enough evidence. Like, when she goes to the police, she wants them to be able to do something about it instead of just being told, oh, just calm down and he'll go away on his own. She wants to have the evidence, so she's saving everything that he gives her. She's writing down every time she sees him, and the book is essentially just that. And I think I really enjoyed it because it's so realistic. It feels like something a real stalker would do, because I feel like sometimes thrillers are a little bit too melodramatic for my taste, but that book was absolutely wonderful. And question 6 is, pick 3 thrillers from your shelf, 2 you've read and 1 you haven't. Get your viewers to comment on which one they think you haven't read. So I guess this is up to you guys to guess. The first book I have is Gillian's Flynn's Sharp Objects. The second book is Brutal Silence by Margaret Dardess. And the third book is Behind Closed Doors by B.A. Paris. So I guess leave a comment down below about which one you think I haven't read yet. Question 7 is people are often intimidated by the thriller genre. Recommend a thriller for beginners. So I pulled out two because I think there are many different kinds of thrillers, but I wanted to recommend an author in general, and that is Lisa Gardner. If you're interested in police procedurals, she writes a bunch of good ones. I really enjoy them. I picked this one out because this one scared me. Like, I don't get really scared by books much. Like, go downstairs in the middle of the night and be like worried that someone is gonna come in through the window and murder me. I don't really get that too often, and it usually fades the second I end the book. 'Cause like, oh, all the badness is like inside the book. This one had me paranoid for about a week and a half. So yeah, if you're interested in like cop stuff, definitely check out Lisa Gardner because I like cop thrillers and she writes some good ones. The second book that I have is a little bit different, and that is Baby Doll by Hollie Overton. And I'm recommending this because it's kind of on the border between thriller and drama. And I feel like if you're trying to start getting into thrillers, you might want something that's not quite as intense, as heavy, as scary. There's a lot of things that happen in this book. A woman is kidnapped, and this book takes place kind of after she escapes from that. And it's really interesting. It's really suspenseful. There's a lot that goes on, but it is kind of leaning more towards drama than most thrillers do. So it could be good for a beginner. Question 8 is what is your all-time favorite thriller? And I wasn't sure what to put for this because I've never rated a thriller 5 stars, which isn't to say I don't enjoy them because I do really enjoy thrillers. It's just they're usually, if I like a thriller or even if I think a thriller is fantastic, it's 4 stars for me. I've never read a thriller that I was like, wow, that was truly amazing. But I do think my favorite in recent history would have to be The Book of You by Kendal, which I mentioned earlier. It was so wonderful. But 2 other thrillers that I can think of off the top of my head that I gave 4 stars were Sister by Rosamund Lupton, which was a 2-star book up until the end, and that ending changed my perspective on the entire book and made me really love it. And I think some people would hate that ending, but it really made the book amazing to me. And then Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn, which I know gets mixed reviews, but I reread it the other year, and it holds up really well. I really enjoy Gone Girl. I think it's a well-done thriller, and I like that it's not built around a secret. You discover the secret, like, halfway through the book, but there's still so much suspense after that. I guess that could go under tropes I hate for thrillers, is I hate when books are entirely built around one secret, because then I don't care about the story or the characters. All I care about is the secret. And then question 9 is tag some fellow thriller lovers, and I can't really remember who reads thrillers, so I'm going to tag Abby Mack Reads and Kylie Graham. I think they both might read the occasional thriller. I'm sorry if you don't, but it would still be fun to do this tag. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see y'all again soon.